Well, welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today I'm going to show you the last part of my garden shed build, which is the soffit and the fascia on my garden shed build. It was a long series. It's finally over, but I'm going to just show you a quick demonstration here on how to cut vinyl siding, how I cut it. And this is it. You see how dirty this grinder is? Guys, this is what I've been using for years and years and years. Professionals do not use this. Well, you wouldn't be watching this if you were a professional, right? I use this because I have it. I find it's easiest. I don't like this idea of putting in a circular saw blade and backwards and all this kind of stuff. And knives just don't do it for me. If they work for you, fine. Any other power tool doesn't work for me. This is the only tool that works for me. It's fast. It's accurate enough for what you need to do when you're building something like this. I'll take you out in a second and I'll show you the building. It's all finished, and I'll demonstrate this for you first and just show you how effective this can be. Now, of course, you got to have some hearing protection, should wear some gloves, and it does get a little bit dusty, but you know what, if you're using any other power tool like a circular saw, yeah, you're going to get chips flying all over the place too. So let's take a look at this and I'll show you a quick demonstration on how you cut a piece of vinyl siding or soffit or fascia, or just the trim pieces. I used it for all the pieces too. There's not a piece I didn't use this tool on. So let's take a look. Well, I hope you can see the line on there. And this is what I use for my square. And I always cut this piece first, work my way down. So let's take a look. Well, what do you think? That's pretty easy for me, and that's the cut you get. Guys, this is no problem doing this. I've been cutting a lot of this stuff. Guys, this is the way to go. If you want to cut the siding, this is what you need right here. And this is a thin cut disc and one of these. And that's all you need to cut it with. Now, a professional does not use this. I don't know what the professionals use. They probably have a real nice fancy setup so you could do multiple cuts because they don't want to be all day doing this. But it did not take me long to cut this. I measure a whole 12-foot section out. I put all the lines on there for all my cuts. And I just put that thin cut blade right down the center of each one. For each end of the building, I'm going to show you here. Yeah, it took me roughly 5 minutes to cut a 12-foot section. So I mean, how much time do you need when you're a hobbyist like I am, and when you're building, you know, with the vinyl siding, when you got the J trim on one side and then you got your fascia coming down and it covers the other side too. You don't have to worry about being exactly on the cuts because, yeah, it hides a lot. So let's take a look at the rest here and see what you think. Well, that's it all there. She's all done. And I'll just take you a little walk around. I built this little platform. I had pieces of wood left over, and I built this little platform to walk in. I have to do some landscaping around here. And I'll just get back here and I'll show you. So you get it in sections that are solid, and then when you get over here, you're going to have sections that are vented, and that's for the ventilation. So I used 12 feet of venting around the whole place. So that's pretty well lit there. And if you can see right up in there, on all the corners, I didn't know what you're supposed to put in there, a screw or whatever, so I put a rivet just to hold that bottom in there. And it seems to be okay. So there you go there. That's easy enough. And on the corners, I just used the 5/4 board, the same as I got going all around the door and the base. And of course, if you got a 6-inch board, which is actually 5.5 inches, you rip it from here to here, 3 1/4 on center on your blade. So you'll have the same distance from here over to here. Because if you rip it right in the center, well, no, it's not going to get the same. So that's pretty well lit there. And I think it turned out great. I mean, I'm no professional, guys, but you know what? It was easy to work with, very easy, you know. And that's pretty well it. I would say it took me tops 3 hours to do all this. You know, all the vinyl cutting and everything. And it's a nice little afternoon's project. So that's pretty well it there. And you can see I went with the venting all the way around. And that's pretty well it. So if you want to take a look inside, I'll show you what I got going on in there. I'll turn lights on here. Well, here we are right here. First thing you notice is I can put a couple of cabinets in there. I took it out of my other steel shed I had. And this is just some of my stuff. And I made this one here taller so I could put my saw in there. And this is Makita chainsaw, a couple of stills. I got one up north. And yeah, this is pretty well it. Them shelving are very easy to make. And of course, that's where I got the weed whacker. And up on here, guys, if you have one of these pole saws, still, it leaks all the time. So I try to empty all the oil out I can in between uses, but it will leak in there. So I put a little bit of a container there just to hold it all. There's an extension to it. And here's my big brush cutter. That's the beast. And these are all my automotive tools. A lot of my automotive stuff I've taken it out of the garage. And here's some more stuff down in here. Guys, I got her packed with all kinds of stuff just in case. Now I got them 2 gas cans there. I'm going to make a little building for them gas cans because I don't want to leave them gas cans in here. One thing I like about this shed, you know what? It doesn't get hot. Not like a steel shed does. Well, what do you think, guys? That was a nice, easy project. I did ask the wife, how much time do you figure I was spending on that? And it worked out to 8 days, roughly 6-7 hours a day. So it was a nice, easy project, and I took it in stages, like building the base first, and then the walls, and you know, and then the roof, and then putting the siding on, and then painting it, and then doing the trim. So yeah, it took about 7-8 days tops. Well worth it. And for you that are interested, it cost $2,260 to build that. So I kept all the receipts, and of course I can't include my gas going back and forth. I went to Home Depot a lot, you know, getting supplies and that kind of stuff. But it was a good project, and if you like, I'll put a link down to the first one so you can start off at the beginning if you'd like to see it from the beginning. And it was a hot project. Like, it was hot, you know, quite a few days. And it spanned over 2 years. So, I mean, last year I just built the base and then continued this year. And I quite enjoyed it, and I believe every one of you could build the same thing yourself. You know, a lot of people just lack the confidence in doing it, and you don't really need all the tools that I had, you know, the pneumatic nailer and that kind of stuff. People have been building these kind of things with just a handsaw, you know, and a hammer and nails, and that's all you really need. It's going to take you a lot longer, but you can get her done just like I did. So thanks for joining me there. I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a series. Come back again. If you haven't seen this channel before, well, you're welcome to subscribe. And I'm going to have some more projects coming up in the future too. So you guys stay tuned. Cheers now.